Now we shift our focus to Mpumalanga this morning, where a member of uMkhonto Sizwe Military Veterans was shot dead on Saturday at an ANC Youth League conference in the Gert Sibande region. It's believed the MK vet was deployed to provide security at that conference. Well, let's find out now the latest in this. We're joined live now by eNCA's Samkele Maseko from Mbombela, the capital of Mpumalanga. Samkele, good morning. Firstly, is there any more light of what actually happened on Saturday?
Very good morning, Pradan. But as it stands right now, there is no clear light of what actually happened. We have spoken to a number of ANC Youth League officials who were presiding over these regional conferences in Mbombela, here in this region of the ANC, and also in the Gert Sibande region, where this fatal death of an MK veteran took place, where two warring factions of the ANC Youth League in the province were at play. And one of the factions came to that regional conference with guns, which led to the fatal death of an MK soldier who was there deployed by the ANC to provide security. You remember, Bradan, that MK soldiers usually go to these ANC Youth League, ANC and Youth League regional conferences to provide security. But this political killing is not the first of its kind in Mpumalanga. You'd remember in 2009, during the construction of the World Cup stadiums for the 2010 World Cup, Jimmy Mushala, the former speaker of the Mbombela municipality here in the Nelspruit, was gunned down for alerting and unveiling corruption in the construction of that stadium, which involved high-profile politicians and also soccer bosses who are seemingly being trialed for that matter. But till today, there is no clear verdict on that issue of Jimmy Mushala, who was gunned down, the former speaker of Mbombela municipality. Then you go back to 2006 with the death of Zain Pelembe, an ANC deputy chairperson in one of the branches here in this region of Mbombela, who was also gunned down as he entered his house. There have been several allegations and accusations against the former premier of Mpumalanga and ANC, former chairperson, which is now the deputy president of the ANC and of the country, D.D. Mabuza, that he hired a hitman or an assassinator to perform all of these assassinations in the province, in what was dubbed Project January 8, which meant that on every January 8 of the beginning of the year, an ANC member would die, which was a project that was dubbed to be set to be orchestrated by David Mabuza, who's now the deputy president of the ANC and of the country. Of course, Bradan, in the interest of fairness, David Mabuza has never been found guilty of any plot to assassinate anyone or found guilty by any court of law.
Now, the whole issue of these political killings has led to a couple of things, Samkele. Firstly, on this latest one in Mpumalanga, the ANC issuing a statement the weekend and also denouncing the killing in KwaZulu-Natal. You've just spoken to Spamandla Koke. Seemingly, the ANC describing these killings as senseless. But from what you know, what have they been doing on the ground in Mpumalanga to try and stem violence? Because even leading up to the ANC's 54th National Conference last year in Mpumalanga, we saw MK members gathering, and there was that famous video that was sent around by Matthews Posa, and people were saying that they are being intimidated by gun-wielding MK members in their conferences.
Well, interestingly, Bradan, my colleague and I, Xolim Gambi, had the opportunity to speak to David Mabuza, who was the then chairperson of the ANC in this province of Mpumalanga and Premier. He basically denounced that he's got any gang of MK soldiers who are going around and intimidating people in regional conferences or regional general councils towards the ANC's 54th National Conference. The ANC distanced itself from those MK soldiers who were bearing guns within that house in one of the townships here. And shooting and firing their rifles up in the air. So the ANC in the province denounced that. But we spoke to the Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, yesterday about these political killings, specifically on the issue of Gert Sibande that took place over the weekend. He said that these political killings are not political killings. These are criminal elements, and those who are performing these criminal elements should be rooted out of the system of the African National Congress, be it in the branches, in the legislatures, or in governance. So they are basically denouncing it as the ANC, but their action on the ground needs much to be desired, Bradan. They have not effectively rolled out an ANC campaign against these political killings. We've seen the president of the ANC going to areas such as Moses Mabhida region, where our colleagues Pamandla Goke was when Msawenkosi Mkhunu was gunned down in that region in Pietermaritzburg, Kwapata. So it's going to be interesting on how the ANC deals with these issues, besides them as the ANC top brass leadership of the top 6 going to these provinces to try and quell these political killings. But they've got no ongoing program of action on the ground, conscientizing their members against these political killings. We've only seen talking heads of the ANC's top brass leadership in the form of the President of the Republic and of the ANC going down to these regions and to these zones of the ANC, speaking to ordinary members of the ANC who are raising concerns of these political killings. You'd remember that video that took place in Moses Mabhida region at Msawenkosi's house, where our colleagues Pamandla Goke was. They were singing songs saying that they are being killed by Amanqamalala, who are basically in charge of that region through the regional leadership led by Mzi Zuma and Mthandeni Dlungwana, and Tobani Zuma as the deputy mayor of Umsunduzi municipality. But in the interest of fairness, none of these individuals have ever been found of any wrongdoing or plotting to assassinate any other rival politician within their ranks. But as it stands, Braden, there is no program of action from any ANC structure to try and curb these political tensions and these killings. As a matter of fact, Braden, when the deputy president of the Youth League, Desmond Mwele, and Sizopila Ntentle Mkhize, an NEC member of the Youth League, were coming from a Buhlabela regional conference, their cars were smashed by angry ANC Youth League members and activists who were against the regional conference that was taking place at Buhlabela region.